Sapiens, guys. I'm gonna try to do a reading for you of the Testament of Solomon. I'm gonna try to read this whole thing in its entirety, and this I'm going to skip the intro pages. This is going to be about 20 pages. There's going to be some description of the book. I could probably read that in a separate video, but I'm going to try to read this all in one sitting without the camera timing out. Maybe I'll do separate videos later, putting some little monologue. I'm going to try to keep the monologue out of it, but this is about the demon Ornias, who was also an extortionist. And Solomon confronts a bunch of other demons, and forces them to perform tasks as far as building the temple. But I figure I'd just tell you this right now. I'm going to try to keep the monologue between my reading short. I ain't going to promise that, but I'm going to just try to read it straight through. So, all right, here goes. Blessed art thou, O Lord God, who didst give to Solomon his authority. To thee be glory and might forever. Amen. And behold, while the temple of the city of Jerusalem was being built, and the craftsmen were at work on it, the demon Ornias used to come at sunset and take half the pay of the young overseer and half his rations, and he used to suck the thumb of his right hand. And the young man who I love dearly was wasting away. So this demon was a extortionist, came in human form and extorted from him and even sucked his blood. And so now I, Solomon, questioned the young man one day and said to him, Did I not think more of you than all the craftsmen that work in the temple of God, and grant you double pay and rations? How is it that you are wasting away day by day? And the young man said, Let me tell you, O king, what happened to me. After we are all dismissed from work on the temple of God at sunset, while I am resting, an evil demon comes and takes away half my pay and half my rations, and takes hold of my right hand and sucks my thumb. And behold, my soul is in torment, and my body is wasting away day by day. When I heard this, I, King Solomon, went into the temple of God and prayed him with all my soul, praising him day by day that the demon might be delivered into my hands and that I might have authority over him. And it came to pass that as I was praying to the God of heaven and earth, that a little ring with a seal carved from precious stone was given to me from the Lord Sabaoth by the Archangel Michael. And he said to me, Take, Solomon, son of David, a gift sent to you by the Lord Sabaoth, the Most High God, as you will be able to confine all the demons, both female and male, and through their agency build Jerusalem while you wear the seal of God. And with very great joy I began to praise and glorify the Lord of heaven and earth. And the next day I ordered the young man to come to me, and I gave him the seal and said to him, At whatever hour the demon comes upon you, throw this ring at the demon's chest and say to him, Solomon summons you to him. And then come to me quickly, and do not be frightened or alarmed. And behold, the usual hour came. Ornias, the cruel demon, like burning fire, to take the young man's wages, and as was his custom. But the lad, according to Solomon's orders, threw the ring at the demon's chest, saying to him, Solomon summons you to him. And he went off in haste to Solomon. And the demon cried out loud and said to the young man, Why do you do this to me? Take the ring and give it to Solomon, and I will give you all the silver and gold that there is in the earth. Only do not take me away to Solomon. And the young man said, As the Lord lives, the God of Israel, I cannot cope with you unless I take you away to Solomon. So, in other words, the guy's saying, not all the silver and gold in the world could make me have to deal with you. No way. So anyway, and the young man said to Solomon, King Solomon, I have brought you the demon as you told me, and behold, he is standing in front of the gates outside, bound and crying out loud in a loud voice that he will give me all the silver and gold there is on earth to prevent me from bringing him to you. And when I, Solomon, heard this, I got up from my throne and saw the demon shivering and trembling, and I said to him, Who are you, and what is your name? The demon said, I am called Ornias. And I said to him, Tell me, what sign of the zodiac do you lie under? And the demon answered and said, The water pourer. And I suffocate those who lie under the water pourer, who because of their lust for women have called upon the sign of the Virgin. I also appear in sleep, changing into three forms. Sometimes I am like a man lusting for the beauty of young girls not yet fully grown. Other words, he's a master of pedophiles. Sometimes I take wings in heavenly regions. Sometimes I take the appearance of a lion. I am an offspring of an archangel, the power of God. But I am inhibited by the Archangel Uriel. When I, Solomon, heard the name of the Archangel, I prayed and glorified the God of heaven, the name of the Archangel and earth. When I, Solomon, heard the name of the Archangel, I prayed and glorified the God of heaven and earth. And when I had sealed the demon, I set him to work at stone cutting, to cut stones of the temple that were lying at the seashore and had been brought through the Arabian Sea. And he was afraid to touch the cutting tools. And he said to me, I pray you, King Solomon, set me free, and I will bring you all the demons up to you. Since he refused to be subject to me, I prayed to the Archangel Uriel to come to my aid, and immediately I saw the Archangel Uriel coming down to me from heaven. And he ordered a great fish to come up from the sea, and he dried up their providence and cast his portion upon the ground, and in that way he subjected the great demon Ornias, so that he cut the stones and contributed to the construction of the temple which I, Solomon, was building. And again I glorified the God of heaven and earth, and I ordered Ornias to go round to his portion, and I gave him the seal and said, Be off, and bring me here the ruler of the demons. Ornias took the ring and went off to Beelzebul and said to him, Solomon summons you to him. Beelzebul said to him, Tell me, is this Solomon you speak of? Ornias threw the ring at Beelzebul's chest, saying, King Solomon summons you. And Beelzebul cried out with a great burning flame of fire, and he got up and followed him of necessity and came to me. And when I saw the ruler of the demons, I glorified God and said, Behold art thou, O Lord God Almighty, who didst give to me thy servant Solomon wisdom that sits beside the throne, and did make subject to me the power of the demons. And I questioned him and said, Tell me, who are you? The demon said, I am Beelzebul, the leader of the demons. I commanded that he should stay close beside me and make arrangements for the demons to appear before me. He himself promised to bring me all the unclean spirits in chains. I again glorified the God of heaven and earth, giving thanks to him at all times. I inquired of the demon whether there was a female amongst the demons. And when he said there was, I asked to see her, and Beelzebul went off and fetched, how do I pronounce? Okay, I'll try to pronounce this. Anosculus, for me to see. Beelzebul fetched Anosculus, or however you pronounce it, for me to see. She was very beautiful in form, and had the body of a fair-skinned woman, but the shanks of a mule. So other words, what an ass. Um, when she came to me, I said to her, "Tell me who you are." And she said, "I am an Osculus, the spirit bodily form who lurks in the holes in the earth. And I have my dwelling place in caves, but my ways are varied. Sometimes I choke a man, sometimes I pervert them from their nature, but most frequent dwellings are cliffs, caves, chasms. Often, too, I have intercourse with them, since they consider me a woman. Often with the olive skin, because they share my star. For these worship of my star secretly and openly, and then do not realize that they harm themselves and stimulate me more to mischief. For they want through recollection of it to get money, but I supply little, even those who worship me very well. And I asked her whence she was born. She said, from an unseasonable noise, the so-called echo of the sky when it emits a laden noise. I was born in a wood. I said to her, under what star do you pass? And she said, under the full moon, because it is under the moon that I travel for the most part. What is the angel that inhibits you? And she said, the very same as in you, O king. Thinking that this was a piece of foolery, I ordered the soldier to hit her. But she cried out and said, I tell you, O king, the wisdom of Israel, and okay, I messed my, wait a minute, let me try this again. I ordered the soldier to hit her, but she cried out and said, I tell you, O king, the wisdom of God that is given to you. And I blessed the name of the Holy One of Israel, and I ordered her to spin hemp. I ordered her to spin hemp for the ropes of the work of the temple of God. Thus, sealed and bound, she was inhibited, so I made her stand spinning hemp night and day. So she became the hemp spinner. And I ordered another demon to be brought to me, and he brought me Asmodeus, the evil demon, bound. And I asked him, who are you? And he with a threatening look said, who are you? And I said to him, under punishment as you are, do you dare answer me like this? And he fixed me with the same look and said, how should I answer you? You are a man's son, and I am an angel's, though born of a man's daughter, so that no word from a member of the heavenly race to be earthborn is overbearing. My star lurks in heaven, and men call me the wagon. Others call me the snake-footed. For this reason, smaller stars, too, take their position along with my star, as for Father's dignity and throne is in heaven to this day. Do not ask me many questions, Solomon, for your kingdom also in due time will be torn into pieces. This glory of yours is transient. You have but a short time to torment us, and then we shall again have free range over mankind, that they may not, we may have free range over mankind, that they may worship us as gods. For they do not know the names of the angels that are appointed over us. When I, Solomon, heard this, I bound him with great precaution, and I ordered him to be flogged, and to confess what was his function. The demon said, I am renowned Asmodeus. I increase men's evil doing throughout the world. I plot against the newlywed. I mar the beauties of maidens and estrange their hearts. I said to him, is this your only function? He replied, through the stars I spread madness among women. Then it spreads itself in great waves. And I killed up to 7. So I adjured him by the name of the Lord Sabaoth, fear God, Asmodeus, and tell me, what angel are you inhibited by? The demon said, Raphael, who stands in the presence of God. I am also driven away by the liver of a fish along with its gall smoked over saffron's ashes. So he don't like the smell of fish? Well, I myself eat salmon, and I know people that don't like salmon and don't like the smell of salmon or certain fish. So some humans don't like fish. So other words, he doesn't like fish. Um, Anyway, I question him, saying, "Do not hide, do not hide anything from me, because I, Solomon, the son of David, for I am the son." Okay, do not hide anything from me, for I am Solomon, the son of David, and tell me the name of the fish that you reverence. And he said, "The name is called sheetfish, and it is found in the rivers of Assyria. For there only is produced For there only it is produced, because I too am found in those parts." And I said to him, "Nothing else from you, Asmodeus?" And he said to me, "The power of God, who through his seal bound me with this unbreakable bonds, knows that what I told you is true. And I beg you, King Solomon, do not condemn me to the water. But I, smiling, as the Lord lives, the God of your fathers, you shall have iron to wear, and you shall make clay for the construction of the temple." And I ordered that there should be 10 water pots, that they should be heaped upon him. And with a terrible groan the demon began to carry out his orders. Asmodeus did Asmodeus did this because he had foreknowledge also. And I, Solomon, glorified God, who had given me the authority. The liver of the fish and gall, along with the piece of white storax, I burned over Asmodeus, because of his strength, and his voice was inhibited, and his tooth full of sharpness. And I ordered Beelzebul to stand before me again, and I sat with him beside me, and I thought it fit to ask him, "Why are you the only ruler of demons?" He said to me, "Because I am the only one of the heavenly angels left remaining, for I was a leading heavenly angel called Beelzebul. As with me as a second impious one, whom God cut off, and now confined here, he rules my folk that are in prison in Tartarus, where where he gets his food in the Red Sea, and his functions." And he said to me, "I too destroy through tyrants, and cause the demons to be worshipped among men, and excite holy priests I excite holy priests who have been chosen by God to lust. And I bring about jealousies in cities and murders, and I bring on wars." And I said to him, "Bring me the one you mentioned, who feeds in the Red Sea." And he said, "I will not bring up anyone to you myself, but the one called Ephippus shall come, who will bind him and bring him from the depth." And I said to him, Tell me how he comes into the depths of the sea, and what his name is." He said, "Do not ask me. Do not ask me. You cannot learn it from me. For he himself will come to you, and I too am with you." I said to him, "Tell me, what star are you associated with?" He said, "What is the evening star among men?" I said, Tell me what angel you are inhibited by." He said, "By the all-powerful God. He is called among the Hebrews Hettite. He that came down from on high. But he is the Emmanuel of the Greeks, and I am afraid of him and tremble before him. If anyone adjures me by Eloi, his great name of power, I disappear." When I, Solomon, heard this, I commanded him to saw Theban marbles, whatever that name is, that type of marble. How do you spell it? Yeah, anyway, I'd have to look that up. Theban marbles. So some kind of type of marble he was sawing. I have to go look that up. When he began to saw, all the demons shouted with a loud voice because their king Beelzebul, I Solomon, questioned him, saying, "If you want to obtain your release, tell me about the heavenly things." And Beelzebul said, "Listen, O king, if you burn gum and incense and sea bulbs, nard and saffron, and light 7 lamps in an earthquake, you will make your house secure. But if you are pure, you light them in an early morning sunlight, you will see how heavenly serpents wind along and draw the chariot of the sun." Is that indicating, that's things I read about on the internet, the symbol of the solar serpent? Yeah, it sounds like the solar serpent there they're talking about. Oh, okay, anyway, I lost my place, jibber jabbering it. Okay, when I, Solomon, heard this, I rebuked him and said, "Be quiet and solve the marbles like I told you to." Okay. So, yeah, lose my page before I lose my page here. Okay. Okay, this is how it continues. I'll make sure I don't got 2 pages stuck together. So it continues, chapter V, Roman numeral V11, V111. Okay, so that's how it ends. Sold the marbles as I told you to, and then it. Oh, wait a minute. Here is. Okay, so now it continues in Roman numeral chapter V111. Seven intertwined comely demons, the 7 elements, world rulers of darkness, guile, strife, clotho, storm, error, power, and worst. This last one foretells Solomon succumbing to love. They are set to dig the foundations of the temple. A headless demon named Murder, seeing through his breasts, continually severing and devouring men's heads, inhibited by the fiery lighting. Let me do this again. Inhibited by the fiery lightning, for the moment he is ordered to remain with Beelzebul. A demon like a great dog called Rod, mastering men's minds through the throat and destroying them, inhibited by Brothis. He offers to show Solomon's servant a green stone in the mountain, and Solomon agrees. When he brings it to Solomon, decrees that he and the headless demon Murder should be bound and carry the stone round like a lamp day and night for the craftsmen at work. Later they too are set to work cutting marble. An Arabian demon like a lion rampant called Lion Bear